Welcome to the Friend Zone.
Every time I'm in the zone.
My name is Dustin.
I'm Francesca, also known as K-Friend. Hey.
My name is Assante.
This is the Friend Zone. Listen to
I'm in the zone.
We gonna call this song Slap. You ready? Slap. S-L-A-P. Slap. That's what I do to me. Slap. S-L-A-P. Slap. That's what I do to me. Slap the shit out of you. Slap the shit out of me. Slap the shit out of you. Slap shit so you can see. So you can see who the bad is, what the fat is. Might slap the asshole, slap the faces of disgraces. And I'm in the places to be with the bitches, the niggas, the peoples, the wiggers. Who's gonna get it right? Who's gonna get it wrong? All I need is a brand new thong. So, slap. Or clap. Or tap. Or trap.
All right, don't put your hands on me if you want to still be able to see out your eyes. You have to be listening to me, G. I don't play that shit. You ain't slapping me in my face. You ain't busting my lips. See, I got something on the top of my head, and if I put it together, I'm going to put up a clip. And that's what we going to do. I'm trying my best. The shit is still coming through because I'm a natural. Let's see, that's factual, and everybody knows I'm blacktual on the weekends. Like SZA said, I would prefer to just be getting some... Hey, I meant bread for you nasty motherfuckers. That's what I would have said. Hey.
Slap. Or clap.
We didn't slap.
Or
Welcome
tap.
to the Friend Zone,
Just
everybody.
Y'all are so random.
I just really feel like people think the freestyle is supposed to be grade A, like bars every week, but I just want it to be grade A innovation every week. Some weeks it's bars, some weeks it's beats, okay?
Some weeks little pump. I got
Look,
you.
some weeks Lil Pump. Now, don't you get me started now.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
I'm finna start writing my shit again. I want a record deal.
Right.
I will just say,
Fuck
the
what you
person...
talking about. We can have fun anytime. It's opportunity.
Well, there it is.
Lil Pump is white.
He's white?
I
couldn't
saw
tell. I thought he was
tweet
super
that today,
albino.
and I was like,
Did he say the N-word? I don't think I heard him say
I don't know. Someone
gotta
said
go
he's
back.
a white boy that dropped out of Ivy League. It could have just been a joke. I don't know.
But it could also be very
But
true.
it also made me
Lil
be like,
Pump.
what? Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Hell no! Well, I mean, if he could afford the Gucci, I guess he could be part of the Gucci gang. See, now I'm
I
all
mean-
fucked up in the game.
I don't know. I don't know no more.
I don't like
I
that.
can't support anybody in publicly anymore.
Okay, they will burn you at
At the stake.
I don't know who none of them are. Everybody shaving their eyebrows off and shit. I don't know who nobody. Everybody looks like a mannequin. I'm tired of it. They be walking around looking like dirty ass mannequins.
I'm wondering what's up though. It's
Yeah.
a very destructive look, right?
Yes.
That's like in right now.
Yes.
I'm curious. But
I'm
all these
all
boys
about
are
expression,
sad.
but like,
Yeah, but
you look like October 31st on October
Every day.
1st. So like that's the
Every
problem.
day.
Like, okay.
It's like, it's Nightmare on Elm Street, and guess who's playing Jason? It's like 10 niggas, and it's like, well, I can't tell which one. They all look like they're playing Jason. Anyway.
Flex like, ooh.
On that note, welcome to the Friend Zone, your weekly look into all things mental health, mental wellness, and mental hygiene, because who on the hell
Who on the hell?
Who on the hell?
on it, okay? Because that's where we are. Who on the hell would like a musty brain? I know I don't.
I'm not on the hell.
How are you guys? How are your weekends?
My weekend was great, actually.
Yeah.
Shout out to Philadelphia. We had such a great time at the Friend Zone's live tour stop in Philadelphia this weekend.
Philly.
Hey.
Y'all was so cute. I
Y'all
love
showed
Philly.
up.
So cute, so
Showed
much
out.
love. Brought some of the greatest gifts. I really
Awesomest.
appreciated that. So much talent was in the building. A lot of our gifts were handmade.
I know.
And so that was just such a treat. It was special. So it was great being in Philly. Shout out to Visit Philadelphia. Visit Philly. They were great. Being at our show, and we got a chance to screen the We Got You campaign that I participated in. So that was great.
Shout out to you.
Philly was good. It was a good show. Yeah.
And I have to shout out Amber Lynn.
Yes.
She gave us a hand-painted bag that
Super
she
cute.
basically put our like image, our banner, our logo, everything on this bag herself. and then filled it up with individual gifts for each of us.
Yes.
Mine was like this, I don't know what they call it, but you carry it. You carry it. Wow, that's really... You carry it. Shows where my brain is today. Sorry, y'all. I'm really tired. You can hear it in my voice. But you put tea, and you can put loose leaf tea in it.
Yes.
And it'll brew it, and you can carry it, and it's glass. And she also gave me like different types of honey that are infused with like
Hibiscus honey was bomb.
hibiscus and peppers, and then she gave me like 2 different loose leaf tea. I think it was a black tea infused with mango. I was like, oh my, I mean, literally my dream gifts. You totally get me. And I have to shout out, I guess we'll do the Black Business of the Week early because, right? Because the tea, the tea that she put in our bags comes from Ivy's Tea Co. And obviously that's DC based, but I'm looking at her Instagram and it says straight out of Maryland, made by an herbalist for the culture. And it's ivystea.com, IVYSTEA.com. And it's dope because it's a black owned tea company.
Yes.
I think that's really cool. Y'all know I love that.
Absolutely. Some of my gifts in my bag were from Ivy's Tea as well.
Yeah.
Super, super dope. Great packaging. It was just such a thoughtful gift. And
So
the fact that
sweet.
bag was hand painted, that was just, it blew me away.
I love the fact that each bag was hand painted with all of us, and then every person's tag was just individual.
Yes,
So
with
it
our
was
names. And so
A1.
thank you, Amber. Amberlyn, you are awesome. Thank you for the gifts. And also all the other gifts we got.
all of them, yeah.
We got
art,
sketches,
White roses.
You guys are just hella
Such
sweet.
a gift. You never expect that, and so when you do get it, it's just refreshing.
So the next stop of the tour will be in Dallas on Saturday, November 4th.
Yes.
If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, you can grab that at thefriendzonelive.com. VIP is sold out. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
But we still have general seating available, so hit us up. Check us out,
That's
November
right.
4th.
Can't wait to go to Dallas.
What about you, Sante? How was your weekend?
My weekend was awesome. I got to go to Philly with you guys and have an awesome fucking show. And right before that, I was in Columbus
That's
with
right,
the Reed
at Ohio.
having an awesome fucking show. Shout out to everybody in Columbus that showed love. Shout out to everybody that snuck into the Columbus, the Ohio State
I hear
show.
that.
Because it kind of sucked. I know everybody wanted everybody to be able to see the show. So it's not like we were just like, nope, school only, y'all can't come. So shout out to the people that snuck in. I was so happy to see y'all. They were like, we walked by, we was like, yeah, girl, class, and came to the show. And I was like, I know that's the fuck right. We were happy to have y'all in the building.
Was it a safety thing?
Well, you know how it is with school. Like, they have
I mean, I get it. You can't just like let anybody into
Right.
on the premises. So
Well,
I'm just wondering if it was a safety thing.
It's more of one of those, when they spend the money, it's like part of the schools. It's like a school program.
Okay.
So for me, I was like, I never want to be like, well, this is what you should do. But I'm sitting here thinking like, I would want everybody to think my program was lit as fuck. So I would open it up to the public. So when there's pictures shown, people would be like, damn, I'm going to start going to these things that the schools have.
True.
But it had to be mostly safety because,
yeah, I'm assuming.
had to be that.
But shout out to Ohio.
Yeah.
Right? They turned it up and turned it out.
Cute. I was with you guys this weekend. We had so much fun driving over to Philly with our team and then knocking the show out and then driving right back home. It was a very hectic day. We got stuck in traffic for like 2 hours. But it was fun because we were just in the back singing songs.
Yes, we were.
Dustin was jamming to all the oldies.
I couldn't help it. You know, when you're in the middle of the sticks, meaning in between cities, you can't get anything but one signal. It just so happened the signal was black time.
Right? And we
Yeah.
stopped at Ishkabibbles.
Yes, we did.
On our way
That was
out.
great.
It was really good.
South Street was popping too.
I know. Yo, y'all got some cuties in Philly.
South Street was popping too. South Street. You gotta go downtown.
You want to talk about the city of brotherly love?
Brotherly what? Okay.
I mean,
But darling, back, at Ishkabibbles, the gremlin was bomb as fuck. I
oh
wish
yeah,
I
people
had
kept
one
asking
right
me,
now.
did you get a gremlin? I'm like, what is that? What's a gremlin?
It was the at Ishkabibbles. It was the half lemonade, half grape soda or grape juice.
Didn't you get it?
I did.
Oh,
It was
see, I didn't
bomb.
get it. I just got the lemonade.
I said I have to have one. I am not leaving.
I wish
Philly
y'all would have
without one.
told me that was like a thing.
Somebody kept saying it. Somebody was like, "You gonna get the gremlin?" The gremlin was like, "Yeah, I'm getting the gremlin." Happy to have been reminded. Like, I'm getting
Right.
that. It's coming.
Oh, well, are y'all ready to jump into this week's show? Well, no, we have to do the recap first.
Yes, we do.
Right? So on last week's episode, we discussed the corruption of power, bringing up our own examples of times we had to face the dynamic of power being held over our heads. We brought up the Harvey Weinstein case and everything else that's being unearthed ever since that came to the forefront of the internet. And as always, you guys had a lot to say. So, Asante, who stood out to you?
Well, before I tell you, a couple of people stood out to me. The first person, I can't remember the young lady's name, but I don't know if you were triggered by what I was saying in the episode, but she proceeded to tweet me and say, you can't compare the Harvey Weinstein thing to being a server in the service industry, and went on this whole rant. It was just I'm not trying to say that, one takes precedence over the other or they're the exact same. It was literally just showing you another example on a smaller scale of when power has been abused. And a lot of actors and actresses work in the service industry. So it's if you're facing on a smaller scale a power struggle there and you decide to just give up your power and release it because you feel like it's not going to be a big deal. And then later on down the road when it is a big deal and then you're trying to figure out if you're going to do it. I just wanted to map out how those two things could intersect.
And it's also how I worded it, because I said my question to you was, where has a power struggle appeared in your life?
Right.
So I asked you for an example.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Outside
Sorry
of
if that was misunderstood, y'all.
Well, I just felt like it could have been a potential trigger for that person. And so for that, I did not mean to do that, but power struggles happen in the littlest of forms every day, even if you're stuck in traffic, someone's trying to cut you off.
Yeah.
And again, not trying to compare it to anything else or saying that it's greater or lesser than that.
Mm-hmm.
On the side of that, the second person I wanted to acknowledge was Danielle Williams, who wrote into the email. Shout out to y'all for emailing all of your questions, comments, and concerns to the friendzone at loudspeakersnetwork.com. I had another email of a person asking me where to send the questions in. You could have just emailed your question right then and there. So shout out to Danielle. The subject is corruption of power in corporate America. Hi, everyone. I loved your episode on power as it pertained to the recent sexual harassment conversations. I recently started my own consulting company after leaving 10 plus years of working in corporate America. The way in which I was expected to let white men talk to me and treat me literally became unbearable. I believe there is a connection between that expectation, based in white supremacy, and the struggles black women face in corporate America. We're often given feedback about tone, body language, facial expressions, etc. However, sometimes the issue is the person you're speaking with is uncomfortable with your refusal to accept a subservient role. This feedback is often wrapped up in conversations about seniority or politics, but it's really about power. My encouragement to underrepresented people in corporate America: know your worth. Don't be afraid to use your influence to shape your organization's cultural norms and hold your leadership accountable to company values. Thank you guys for an amazing show. Listening to you has been a major influence in my transformation to a more balanced and peaceful life, even in T-Dumps America. So I just thought that it was dope for her to, right. I thought it was dope for her to say to know your worth, because especially in a corporate setting, there's literally power struggle after power struggle.
All day.
Even if you're trying to get to the top, or even if you're not trying to get to the top, you're just trying to go to your job and work your shit out, it's still people coming up to you trying to boss up for no ass reason. So again, know your worth. Thank you for that, Danielle. What did you find in the SoundCloud streets, Fran?
Monica Lopez said this episode resonated. You got me. This episode resonated with me about boundaries in the industry. Although it's nothing close to what the women went through with Harvey, I understand how they feel about speaking up and everyone thinking you're crazy or making excuses. I work for one of the top toy companies and was bullied by 3 top executives. I spent 6 months speaking up, and in the end, they said it was my fault because no one else was speaking up. When in reality, my colleagues just didn't want to compromise their jobs. So in the end, the company thinks that being homophobic, making inappropriate fat jokes, and telling someone when they're sick that it is unacceptable to be sick because the company needs to make money is healthy culture. Behold, it had led me, to a spiral of depression and anxiety, but it hasn't stopped me from fighting my passion. Even though I haven't received any offers from any other companies, I am still a firm believer that my magic is about to spark around the corner.
Yes, Lord.
Come on.
So that one stood out to me the most. I don't know why I just got chills reading that, because I know that it's hard. And that's why I said I'm seeing more and more people saying online, like, don't be afraid to speak up, like, speak your truth. We have to do this. And yes, it is absolutely important to speak up, but you also shouldn't feel pressured to speak up. base it on how you feel intuitively. Because I respect all sides of it. I respect the people that feel the passion, like Monica, to speak up regardless of what it compromises. But I also understand how it's not easy to speak up, especially if it's someone that's an executive, and who knows what they can do to you.
Okay.
They can blackmail you. They can blacklist you. I mean, so many things happen, especially if you have a family or you're a caretaker or a head of household. So I get it. Just do what feels right and make that based on what feels right to you. So thank you, Monica, for sharing that. What about you, Dustin? What stood out to you on these Twitter streets?
Well, before we go on the Twitter streets, we're going to take a comment this week from the ultimate pearly streets of the Bible.
Oh,
in Job chapter 1, verse 21, where it talks about how the Lord taketh away. Mm-hmm. And that leads me over to in these streets.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
Our first comment in these streets, which came from the one and only Love B. Scott. .com.
Love muffins. It's B. Scott.
That's right, legendary YouTuber B. Scott.
I used to love watching B. Scott.
And the little pause.
So B. Scott posted an article today that said Trump voting Tina Campbell forced to postpone tour due to low ticket sales.
Oh shit.
Tina Campbell actually posted an Instagram picture that read, and I quote,
"Can you look at the picture though?"
Does she look
"It's
sad?
still personal tour postponed." I'm not going to go through this entire post. Let me just get to the good part where it says, "We are grateful for those who are planning to attend, but our overall ticket sales," now this was she put out.
Oh, God.
"We are grateful for those who are planning to attend, but our overall ticket sales haven't shown that we have the support that we need to continue the tour at this time. We're convinced that many more would love the opportunity to attend this praise-filled, faith-filled, entertaining worship experience. So we have decided to give ourselves time to reach all of those people and bring this amazing tour back in the spring of 2018. We hope to see you then." Tina Campbell.
Life comes at you fast.
Life comes at you fast. And I just want to say how I think it's so funny that she was so condescending in her announcement of the tour being canceled, because let's be clear, this is not a postponing of this tour, it's canceled. And so the fact that she would say, "Oh well, the ticket sales haven't shown that we've had the support that we would need to continue this tour," all that pompous, arrogant shit is why, just like she said, it's still personal. She's stuck. She's a person who doesn't move. You do know that her first solo album was called It's Personal, right?
Really?
So it didn't really go nowhere. So she decides to put out another project called It's Still Personal. And this one is at even more of a standstill. This is at a stand chill. Okay? I've never seen anything like this. So I just want to give a shout out to the one and only Tina Campbell, because it's all about you all the time over here on the Friend Zone, baby, ever since you put your hoof in your mouth. Now, I would also like to give a shout out to @_Liz&Co, who said, "I disrupted my entire office when Dustin sang Lowered Expectations."
Yo, that took me down. I'm like, the fact that you knew that.
That's right. She said, "If you don't know what that's from, I'm sorry for you." LOL.
Right.
So shout out to everybody that gets the jokes. That always makes me happy. Shout out to everybody. That's enough. Also, just one more.
Shout out to everybody.
I want to give a shout out
fun.
to the one and only Carrie of Carrie's Corner, who tweeted that the famed jewel thief Doris Young
Did you ever watch
looks
that
like
on
Monique.
Netflix?
She's a G.
Word.
Didn't she just do some shit
Who
like last
tweeted
week?
that? Yes, she's back in action.
Wow,
She
bro.
was
She's
never
like
out of commission.
90.
Even during the filming of that shit, her ass was still stealing.
So Carrie tweeted that the young Doris Payne looks like Monique Slaughter, and she really does.
Stop.
And he added a comparative analysis with pictures.
Of course.
We'll let y'all do the work.
Let me see.
But
My jaw dropped.
that's Doris
Because-
No,
Payne,
she does.
and that's Monique.
I didn't even have to see the picture to
She
know.
doesn't.
She literally looks just look at Doris Payne. Now look at Monique. She looks just like young Monique. So shout out to Carrie for keeping it real in Carrie's Corner. And that's it for In These Streets.
Oh God. How do I
Carrie's Corner.
On this week's episode,
Got you down.
it's a wild card episode.
Yay.
Which means it's about absolutely nothing at all.
Yes.
When I'm with you, all I get is wild cards.
So we thought it would be, actually one of you brought up the topic idea asking us to talk about our most embarrassing moments, whether they were in a public setting, in a group setting, in business, just period. These guys already over here shaking
Send
their
that
heads.
in. Why would you send that in?
You lucky my Switch dying. I can't play with it.
Of all of the sugs to jest, why would you send that
That's
in?
so
To jest.
most embarrassing moments, y'all, period. Who wants to go first?
Fran.
Me? I can go first. Okay, ready? I'm trying to think of my worst one. Okay. So, my best friends, right, in high school. Why are you laughing?
I just thought about something really stupid I did. Go on.
My best friend in high school, once we got into our colleges, and she ended up going to UVA, University of Virginia, which is huge. She was pledging Delta. Like, it was just dope. So I went to go visit her when she crossed, just to like celebrate. Y'all are cracking me up already. So the football team, it was during practice. So it was like late at night. They were practicing. And if you know the UVA campus, they have the bleachers are like really high up. Cause it's huge. Like it's I don't know if it's Division I. I'm assuming it's D1 because the way that the campus was laid out for the athletes seemed like they're about their business. So it's raining and we're walking down the bleachers and
Fran, I am so sorry.
and I misstepped cause it was.
Oh.
But the way that I fell, like normally you would just like roll down, but I like did the skidding with the butt where the butt just like bounces boom, 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 like down. And I couldn't stop because it had the metallic trim. You know when the stairs have the
slippery.
metallic trim? I
over.
slid down maybe like 3 or 4 rows.
And that's a hard bump, too.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. But you know what's the worst part? Because it was raining.
Oh, you got dirty.
The back of my jeans, the butt part was soaked with dirt and soil, and I had to walk past the football team, and they was all like, damn. Could you imagine an entire football team screaming, damn, as I'm falling?
A college football team at that. So everybody's already on 10.
I mean, they were cracking the fuck up, and everybody was like, damn. As I hit each step. It was just
Damn.
And then I had to walk past them. The worst, most embarrassing.
I'm so, Fran.
We were silent as fuck walking past them. I just wanted to get through it. And they were all like, you okay?
God
You sure you
damn,
good?
Fran.
Was it like, you gonna be all right, sweetheart?
You still beautiful.
Sliding down the bleachers. God damn it, Fran.
Oh my God, that's probably one of the top 5 most embarrassing. And then I had to see them for the rest of the week because I was on campus and they remembered who I was. Every time I passed them in the cafeteria, they was like, you okay? How's your back?
Be like, well, my butt ain't dirty today, God damn it. Y'all see me. Y'all see me.
Falling, I think, is probably always the most embarrassing shit when you bust your ass in front of people.
So let's just go in the circle then.
You go.
Whatever.
You're next.
Oh, Lord.
Since you're talking about falling, I guess I'll be forthcoming too.
I keep on falling.
You know, this, okay. So a little bit of background. So I was at a concert, right? When you live in Detroit, going to concerts and live music events, it's a huge part of the culture there, right?
Mm-hmm.
People get outfits, you get dressed, you go in groups with like all your friends. It is literally a moment. There's a day of planning involved. You go get your hair cut. You go get all these things you need. It's a city where everybody drives, so then you have to think about getting your car detailed. And everybody just goes to the extra mile. Like going to a concert is a big deal, and that's why if you ever get a chance to go to a live show in Detroit, go, because it's a different experience than it is it's completely different from going to a concert here. So that being said, okay, at this time, I was living in Detroit, and they had started having this festival every summer at Comerica Park, right? And that's the stadium where the Detroit Tigers play, baseball stadium. So in the summer, that's where it's at as far as like the live concerts and stuff. And so, I was going to this show. It was like a festival, so there were several acts, R&B acts. Maze and Frankie Beverly was on the bill. You know, so there was like an older crowd there, but there was also like a younger crowd too, because those are classics. So everyone was there. Mind you, I told you people are looking like their best, whatever. I can't even remember what I had on. I had on these navy pants with a white pinstripe, like this white button-down shirt, but like had a tie in the front. It was from Express, like right when Express
shit.
Man first came out. You know, that was the shit back in the day.
Express corporate look.
Yeah, I had like some little Kenneth Cole boots. I was sharp.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I go. At this time, I was drinking, and it was the one fun outlet I had, right? Because I had just turned 21, and I was home in Detroit, whatever. I was with my parents and stuff, so we were in a religion where you really didn't get a chance to have a lot of fun, and so, but you could drink. So I'm like, okay, well, I started drinking.
Oh,
So,
you could drink?
Yeah, you could drink.
Oh shit, I didn't know
So
that.
the drinking of the wine, baby. So, okay, so I go and get a beer. I'm walking back to my seat. Now, mind you, I told you it's like all eyes on everybody. It's a scene. That's like the kind of vibe. So I go and get this beer. I'm walking back to my
Oh God,
seat.
I already feel like
It's jam packed.
No.
All my cousins are there, including like my older cousins who I looked up to, who like showed me the way. You know what I'm saying? They're all there. My sister, everybody. So I'm telling everybody, excuse me, I'm sliding down through everybody, whatever. I make it, and I put my hand down to like move the seat, to like push the seat down or whatever. And some kind of way my hand slipped, and my hand, my buttocks, my legs, everything hit the motherfucking floor, and the beer went everywhere.
oh God.
Everywhere in front of all these people. It was so embarrassing. There was no redemption because
Wait, so you were going like
yeah, I was.
this and
You know
fell
how
over.
you know how stadium seats, you like have to push the seat of the chair down in order
Right,
to sit
to
down.
sit.
So when I was doing that, I don't know if it was something on the seat or whatever, but like when I did it, I was coming down with my hand. That's where I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I should have put the chair down first and then secured the ass. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? But I didn't do that. I just brought it all down. You know me, I'm all about efficiency. Even back then, I was about getting shit done the quickest and fastest way. And I got it done all right.
What
I
did
was on
everybody
the floor.
do?
Well, they were shocked, first of all, because I've always been cool. So, you know what I'm saying? Nobody could believe I had felt like that. And then I had all that beer all over me, and then it's a stadium, so the floors are concrete, and you know that is that's its own section, the cesspool of ketchup
Oh,
and mustard
fuck.
packets and hot dog water juice
And
and
fries.
old ass slushies
Lucy's.
and shit. Everything down there. So that was awful. And I'll never forget that. And
So you had to watch the rest of the game with beer
well, it was
all
a
over
concert
you.
too,
Oh, concert.
remember? So like, it was just the worst possible case for a thing like that to happen. I will never, ever forget that. Ever. And I remember to this day was a guy that was sitting behind me, and he laughed or whatever. And I remember turning around, and I was about to like talk about his girl, but I was covered in the shit, and everybody was looking, so it was like too late. But to this day, if by any chance you're listening,
No, you didn't. Imagine if he writes in like,
all right, I hope you have to deal with an unwanted pregnancy.
oh my God.
So, Sante, it's your turn.
I have so many embarrassing things that have happened to me.
I know, right?
I just hear and think, I'm like, okay, so what do I feel most comfortable sharing? Okay, this one's really stupid, and I just am going to regret sharing this, but I'll go on and give it a go. In freshman year of high school, okay, well, let me just like start with this. So in high school, I went to a different school than I would have gone to because I was in this magnet program. So everybody that I went to like middle school with, like the majority of them went to a different high school than I did. So I was just telling myself like I'm gonna still go out in my neighborhood and see all my friends from the different schools, and we gonna be like long distance friends or whatever. So we went to the skating rink one night, And it was like junior night or some shit, but because it was for the local school, they didn't know. Like, I didn't have no idea. I was like, oh, I don't have no school ID. I don't go to the school. And they were like, okay, you can come in. So none of my friends were there. It was nothing but juniors and seniors from the high school that I would have gone to. So nobody, like, really knew me. Like, a few people did. So there was this boy that I had a crush on. I was like, oh, my God, a junior. He's so fine. And it was at the skating rink. So I was like, this is optimal time to, like,
The skating ring, yeah.
Yes. So I thought that the boy was so fine, and mind you, this is Atlanta, so it was so random to me that this fine ass like junior was at the skating rink with his boyfriend. Like, it fucked me up because we were so young, and I was like, this nigga is here with his boyfriend. Like, that means I could get a man too. Like, he could be my man, because since he out here open, like, I didn't think he's with a boyfriend. He don't need nobody or nothing. So, because I just have those eyes where people can always tell that I'm looking, like, I'm always just kind of like an owl, like, in the corner. I'm like an owl! I'm, like, literally staring at this boy the entire time. I didn't really know he had a boyfriend. I just saw him and this other dude, like, hold hands or kiss or some shit. So I was like, oh, okay, they intimate, so they gotta go together. The other boy seen me staring, and for one of the times we were skating.
Oh, no. Don't tell me he stuck his foot out.
One of the times we were skating, and they were doing couples only. So when it became couples only, I'm getting off, right? And I got off. And so they were the only gay couple. So then people were getting kind of uncomfortable. So
Really?
then they got off. They got off the floor, right? And so the boy that I had the crush on, I remember him getting upset. And the other boy, I guess he didn't want to be out or whatever. So he was like, we ain't doing that gay shit. And like went the other way. So then I went up to the boy that I had the crush on.
Oh, my God. Asante. Oh, my God.
I skated up to him. Do you know a little child or something, it was a little child, came stark out of nowhere. And the bitch did exactly what I do. You know when somebody falls, this is so fucked up. When somebody on the floor falls, you like skidip and like spin around their ass and keep it moving. The little girl got right in front of me, stopped, and then she seen me coming and I didn't really know how to stop. And so I was like, oh no, I can't hit this little girl. And then the bitch was like, oh, and she kept it pushing and I swerved on the side of her, got right onto the skating rink floor. Some girl that was trying to get off like knocked her drink or some shit.
What is
got
happening?
my wheels. Fran, when I tell you the most craziest shit happened and all I wanted to do was talk to this boy and be fast.
And it's all in front of him.
He like saw me, like he saw me coming towards him. Like we were like making eye contact. I'm like, yeah, oh shit, like, like for real. Drink spills as I'm getting on the floor, so I like skate right into the drink and eat it, like right where you get onto the floor, like not even in the middle. So then legit dude hops over me skating and keeps it moving. Like I'm the nigga that I have never wanted to be at like 14, 15 years old. Like on like face down, ass up on the skating. Like I ate the skating rink floor.
Oh, God.
At Sparkles. Thank God not a Cascade.
Shout out to you. Did you ever see him again after that?
No. But I later told myself he had a man and maybe you was learning that lesson.
Karma. Karma went quick.
But part of me wasn't connecting that he was with his man. I was like, oh my God, a gay kid and he's here with some dude or some shit. Like he kissing him, I can get a kiss. Like I wasn't making the full connections. All I saw was gay dude. That's fine. I'm gonna shoot my shot. No. The universe had other plans. It was not going down like that for me.
Okay, so those are the falling disasters. What about drinking? I have a drinking one.
Oh my God. What?
We theming these?
Yes, because it's easier, because I'm sure we have so many drinking. Okay, I have a drinking one.
I have blacked out drinking.
So the first time I ever drank publicly, because you drink when you're like with your cousins or at home or whatever, but my neighbor, this is when I was in the project still, he got a job as a bartender at this at this local spot. Crazy thing is that it was like a pub or whatever, and like on like Park Avenue, so it was like very white, whatever. So he was like, yo, fuck with me mind you, I was 15, okay? But I didn't look 15. And he was like, yo, I'll let you in, like it's whatever. And I'm like, all right, no, sorry, he wasn't a bartender, he was the bouncer, sorry. So he's like, yo, fuck with me. So me and my same friend, the one that I went to see at UVA, shout out to you, me and her and our dumbasses and another friend of ours go to the bar. He lets us in. Oh my God. So mind you, I'd never drank at a bar before. Right. So the bartender is like, what do you guys want? So my dumb ass, because I don't know, I'm like, whatever you want to give me. And then the bartender gives me a Long Island iced tea.
Baby.
So I'm thinking, oh, iced tea, you know.
Drank it like a Capri Sun, did you?
But here's the worst part. Not only did we drink that shit hella fast, because we don't know, we're young, trying to be grown and cute. You know, there's like adults sitting near us, and we were trying to like hang with their pace. We never got up, which is like fuck up number one. When you are at a bar, you need to be standing. You need to dance around. You need to drink water. You need to go to the bathroom. We sat our asses the whole time. 3 Long Island iced teas later, I'm starting to feel it hard. And I told her, I was like, yo, I drank way too fucking much. Like, I can feel that I'm fucked up. And she was like, well, let's just go. Let's jump in the cab. Do you know that I got up and collapsed right at the bar? I was talking about dropped. Like, got off the stool and just dropped. And my homie had to drag me out. This is so embarrassing. Drag me out. I get in the cab. All I remember is the cab driver being pissed because I puked. And you know they hate that shit. He was yelling at me, made us get out. We tried to get another cab, got another cab. My freaking bouncer homie he like flung me over his shoulder, knocked on my mom's door. She thought we had gone to like a party somewhere. Here I am, fucking passed out, and then he knocks on the door and she opens, and I just remember her going, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What'd you do to my daughter?" He's just like, "No, like, sorry, like, I'll explain, but she needs help." She throws me in the shower. All I remember is her throwing ice cubes at my face, hella hard. Under the guise of waking me up, she was like,
damn.
Had the water running, ice cubes fucking slamming at my face. Right. I just remember the room spinning for like 3 days, yo. I swear to God. That shit was so fucked up. I was scared to leave the room. I was scared because I was like, how do you explain this? I'm 15. I had no business in a bar. And then drinking that hard, and then having to come home with your neighbor having you on his shoulder.
Lord have mercy.
Yo, mind you, she thought we were at a house party for someone in high school. Oh my God. So that was my introduction to drinking at bars. Fucking yo, I've never had a Long Island iced tea since.
You guys don't want one ever again in your life,
even if I smell it, if I see it, I fucking walk the other way because it's like it brings my stomach up.
To this day,
Ooh,
right?
God,
Drinking will
crazy.
do that to you. You never forget your first time getting fucked up.
Even vodka, I don't fuck with vodka either because I have too many traumatizing nights. What about you? What's your drinking story?
I have a lot, but I don't even know. I don't even know which one. I don't even know which one
How
to
do you
tell.
pick?
Like, there's so many. So there's been fist fights. There's been a lot of. Okay, so let's take it back before the legal stuff. Well, it's illegal in nature, but whatever. Oh my God, this is awful. So my sister was getting married, right? And so I was 16. And my sister was getting married, and the guy that she was marrying had some nieces and nephews that were like around my same age. So we were now like cousins, quote unquote, right? And so,
oh my God.
And so during like the whole wedding process, like my sister had her bridal shower, all that kind of stuff. So they lived about an hour away from us. So they would come up to where we were, where all the events would be and stuff, and they would stay the night, like in our house, whatever. So me being on my bullshit at this time, I decided to get a bottle of Absolute. I'll just put it like that. I secured a bottle of Absolute for us, a fifth. So we're upstairs. This is no reflection on my parents' parenting or anything like that. It just happened. So we're upstairs in my room, drinking, taking shots, all that shit the night before my sister's bridal shower. So I get all her new nieces like completely drunk. I'm drunk, because we don't know how we're drinking. We're just drinking. We get on the phone. We start playing on the phone.
Mistakes.
Every time. Mind you, the night before the bridal shower, right? We start playing on the phone. We were calling some people that they had like personal issues with, and then we started calling like fast food places. And so what we were doing was like ordering menu items, but inserting like expletives in the name of like the item. So for instance, you call like McDonald's, y'all got the McAss combo, things we were doing, stuff like that. Got caught. Okay. got caught. The whole jig was a bust. The day before my sister's bridal shower. So the next day during the bridal shower, it was like tense as fuck. It was just a horrible experience. And I'll just leave it there. There's a lot of more scathing details to this story. But I just decided.
How did y'all get caught?
I don't even want to tell nobody no more because it's just embarrassing. So never mind. You can erase that from the record. And, I'll have another good story for you guys on the next cycle. But I have decided to omit the rest of this story.
He was like, I'm not
Yeah, I just thought about
Okay.
that. As the story got, I was dipping a toe more and more in those murky waters of embarrassment. I'm like, why the fuck am I sharing this? I'm not about to tell nobody the rest of this story. So suffice it to
Not
say,
dipping a toe.
we got caught and it was a bad
Dip
experience.
a toe.
What about you?
I'm going back to younger because all of the ridiculous drinking stories that I have are all like random as fuck. Like I can think of New Year's that I blacked out. I can think of
Oh God.
like all of the. Okay, you know what?
God, New
I
Year's
just thought of
blackout.
another one.
Right, drinking is some bullshit. So
We have a whole episode just on drinking.
But I ain't doing that. My favorite alcohol that I love to hate because I'm never going to drink it again responsibly or casually, I should say, is Jägermeister.
Right.
Elmeron, if you're listening, and that's his government because he don't even go by that no more. You are asshole. Shout out to my best friend in college. I think that I went down to where he went to school. I don't remember how I got here or where we even got here. I just know that my best friend, he is friends with some of the gayest people, and he was like, all right, well, I'm bringing the gays together tonight. Some bullshit. I don't know. But it was me, his other friend, and we went to this house because his other friend had this boy that he had a crush on or some shit.
It's always a nigga.
Right. And so because my best friend was straight, there were girls there too. So it was like the gay going to see his boyfriend, these random ass girls, and like another gay, but he was white. So, I wasn't feeling that. So we drinking, we doing these Jaeger games, Jaeger bombs and shit. And like, this is awful. I should not even say this out loud.
See, you about to do me.
I am.
See?
I just thought about something. I was like, do I?
Y'all
wanna say
can't
that?
both read
I'm not
me.
doing it. I'm not doing it.
I pulled my card.
So you know how I told you the other gay there was white, so I counted him out. My best friend, he saw the girls there, and he counted them out. He was like, oh, ain't nothing here for me.
Damn.
So the girls ain't know what was going on. They just saw niggas and was like, cool, there's niggas here now. They didn't know that I was gay. And because I wasn't fucking with the white kid, I guess they thought that I was fair game too. We were drinking and doing the Jaeger, and one of the girls, and God bless her soul, she just looks like that she's probably still single to this day.
Ooh.
She had a crush on my best friend, and I could tell she was trying to get him wasted. And me and him were both at one point like, dog, I'm super fucked up. I don't know how we getting the fuck up out of here. And the girl tried to make a move on him, and when he wasn't feeling it,
Oh no.
she came over, she tried to make a move on me. And then I was like,
Dang, she was shit out of luck that day.
and I was wasted. So, I was like, oh, girl, I don't even go that way.
So,
She
what
was-
are you doing here?
So then her ass, you ain't gay. You just saying that because you think I'm ugly. That's fucked up.
Oh,
and like
my
going
God.
off. And mind you, we are drunk.
Poor
and
baby.
This is so terrible. Me and my best friend, we're drunk, by the way, right? We just start laughing. Because she is going off, and it's like, bitch, we don't care. Like, we drunk. And so then she's like, if you gay, make out with him. And he was not about to do
What?
that. And I was like, okay, so he's not gay, but I definitely am. If the two gays upstairs want to come down, we can have a three-way kiss. I don't know, something. But
How old are y'all?
it was like 19, 20. We was in
Oh,
college.
like what?
Do you know these niggas came downstairs? And I was like, I was just playing about three-way kiss. And then she was like, well, then kiss me and prove you not gay. Prove that you gay. I said, baby, I would rather kiss any of them dirty dishes in there to prove to you that I'm gay than kiss you. Long story short,
Who is this, Rasputia? Shit, prove to me you gay.
She was, I told you she looks like she's still single today. But the worst part of the story is, after about 5 more shots per the game, I did at some point kiss her.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But it was kind of like a rapey kiss. Like, she kissed me, But I was drunk and I was tired of fighting, so it was like, fine, if you want to kiss, girl, we can have it.
Damn.
But I didn't remember it for years, so, and I wasn't in the girl, so it's not like I could be like, damn, you kissed that ugly ass girl. Like, anybody could hold it against me. I didn't give a shit. So now that we've told the drunk one, let's move on along.
All right, last cycle. This one could be whatever. I'm gonna pick parents embarrassing you. That's the theme for mine. If y'all want to do it too. So, I never really dated anyone in my building growing up because I knew better. I would always see my cousins dating them plum fools that are sitting on the bench outside. You know, just all the dudes from the block. I just knew better because I knew they all talked to each other. And if I dated one, he'd be telling the other ones. And I just was like, I'm going to keep, my dirt off the block. But one finally bagged me. Like, he was so fine. This is the one I always talk about. His name was Chachi.
Franny loves Chachi.
He was fine, friend.
He looks like what his name sound like. Like, he used to have the two long cornrows.
Yeah.
That were like...
Now, when you said Chachi. Okay, never mind.
The two long cornrows. He had the Jesus piece with the ruby eyes, the red ruby eyes. The tats that were like the Chinese, down his arm, Chinese characters. You already know. He was always in a wife beater. He always had Jordans. Never had a belt. So his little flannel boxers are always coming up. You see it.
I know it.
You know it.
I know it.
Spanish Harlem, okay? So he bagged me. I don't know how. He was just super sweet all the time. All the other dudes were like either too rough or they were hella insecure. Like, they would just be like, oh, you think you too good for me? You know, that type of bullshit. You're like, bruh, I just walked past you. Like, I didn't say anything. Like, what the fuck? So, but he was cool. Like, he would see me walk in and he would just kind of walk beside me and be like, yo, how was school today? And I know he played me. Like, he just knew what to say, but it worked. So I fell for him. We started dating. Oh, God. So we started talking. One day I was, being grown. Stayed downstairs too long, and and I had a curfew. My mom was never like, she wouldn't like enforce it where it was like you had to be upstairs by 12, but she did not like the fact that like I was dating someone from the block. Like, it really irked her. And so she was always like, waiting. Get your ass. Yeah, like she just didn't want me to be a fast ass like on the block. You know how parents worry about like what the ladies on the block are saying. I was in private school, so she wanted to just like keep me a certain way.
I don't want to go to the hairdresser and they're talking about my fast food on the block.
Exactly. And this Dominican mom, Dominican hairdressers. Come on. So I took too long one night. She came downstairs with her rollers in her head.
I was going to say, you did not bring her out her house?
Bruh, she had the rollers, the house moo-moo, and the fucking house shoes, the ones that are like fluffy kind of.
Yes.
Yelling at me in Spanish. And she was so pissed. Like, when my mom gets pissed, she don't give a fuck. Like, it don't matter. She was like, what did I not fucking say? And she's like yelling, cursing, and I'm just like, oh my, like
your worst nightmare as a teenager.
My world just crumbled. Your mom already looks crazy standing on the block with all the dudes from the whole block. And she yelled at me and told me to get my fucking ass upstairs. And I just got up, like the pussy that I felt at that moment, and I went upstairs.
Damn.
And I was so embarrassed and so shook that I didn't come down to chill with people for like years. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm cool.
That was the last time I chilled with Chachi.
Right.
Like, damn.
Right, and that was the last time I saw Chachi. No, we rocked with each other for a while, but he had to come meet me on like in the lobby. Or when you chill with your boo in the hallway, because your mom won't let him in.
And you can't leave.
Sitting on them steps, yeah.
I don't want to come outside and you not sitting out there.
She be looking to the people, make sure my sneakers are still visible. Shit was real. So that. Shout out to you, Chachi. Last time I heard he was a manager at Forever 21 on 34th Street.
Hey, I need a discount. I'm going in there asking for Chachi.
I hope you're doing well. I have fun.
Okay, so look.
What category are you choosing?
Embarrassing. That's enough.
Period.
The work, okay.
So I was working out, and
Oh, no.
I was working out with a person, and I was keeping up with them in the workout or whatever. And so you guys know how I feel about like passing gas, farting, all that kind of stuff. Like it's
no.
just not a part of my like day-to-day life when it comes to other people. Like, don't come around here, you know what I'm saying? Farting, don't fart around me. We dating, don't fart by me.
Oh,
like,
you're one of those.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
You want me to be perfect.
Please continue that. Continue that perfection, please. Like, don't mess up
Please.
the
Never break
fantasy.
that
Like,
illusion.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
care about a lot of stuff, right? Like, your breath can stink in the morning, whatever.
But you don't want to smell poop.
Do not fart around me. Let's not. We don't even have to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about
Can't
it.
poop
I don't
with
even
the
want to
door
talk
open?
about it. Oh, hell no.
With the door open.
What? Unless you want me to open the front door, you going out that motherfucker too. All the doors gonna be open. You shitting in the door in front of me, yo. So anyway, so I say that to say I'm working out, right?
Oh, shit.
So first of all, I'm working out, and anyway, the gym is always like a scene. Anyway, I'll put it to you like
Damn.
that. So
It is.
I'm working out. Long story short, we were doing these sets of warm-ups. Mind you, warm-ups. So the workout had just started where it was like push-ups, some pull-ups, and then it was like these leg raises. You know how you can get up on the machine and like hold the thing and like lift your legs up in the air, like, you know. Bring them
Because
up.
you have to put pressure on your abs. Oh, shit.
So,
oh, no.
and again, I wanted to keep up, so I kept on, you know, I was working out, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. We on like the third rotation. I go, so like I'm super tired. Mind you, it's like supersets, right? So it's like 20 seconds of rest, whatever. So, but y'all know I ain't no punk, so you know, I'm like, fuck it, I'm finna do this shit. I'm keeping up. So I go, boom, I do the push-ups, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Do my pull-ups and shit, whatever. And the pull-ups was to fail, so you could kind of cheat them a little bit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I failed. Anyway, so then I got on the machine and raised my legs up. And the very first, I was so tired, right? Like my body was just, I was spent because I hadn't really been
It
working
was
out
like,
or whatever.
brr, 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 brr.
I lifted my legs up, and the rockets red glare, okay? The bombs bursting in air, okay? I took a knee all right, goddammit. I was like, that knee came to my chest, and I gave that gym my best. And I was so mortified.
God, my
Now,
heart.
you know me,
I
so you know I was
know.
mortified.
I know you just walked out.
Like,
You just walked out.
mortified. But I felt like, again, whatever, it happened. So I'm like, and just so you know, that don't count. So you still kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. And I just kept it more. I took ownership of my circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tried to walk away with all my stuff that day. I had to be like, yo, let me take ownership and take the reins. Okay?
Yeah, I would have paid to be there.
It was the worst of
never
times.
in a million years would have thought that. That's what I thought the story about him.
Yeah. It's the worst of times. And
Now,
don't do that around
He
me.
said the bomb's bursting.
I'm sitting over here, bombs over Baghdad. Ha ha, yeah.
Oh, shit. All right, you got the last one.
I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, so this one goes under embarrassing school moments.
Oh, shit.
Now, I went to a performing arts high school. Like, it was important. Like, that's important. If you go into this high school, you had to be somebody. You had to, like, do a whole audition or two, like, prove that you doing classes on the side outside of going to this fucking school. Like, it was a
Ooh,
big
like
deal.
LaGuardia here.
Yes,
Yes.
it was like LaGuardia here because people would always talk about, like, I remember my acting teacher one time being like, they have schools in New York that do this all the time. You should be blessed to have this in Georgia, not even Atlanta. Like, I remember them making the biggest deal. Anyway, I say all that to say, it was like, I think this was my junior year. It had to be my sophomore, my junior year because I did not finish this acting program for my senior year. But because we were like the high school, we got to do some of our performances at like the community center. But it was like the community center that our high school performing arts raised the money to like build this center. So like whenever you performed at the center, like it was like a big deal. So our school, our program, because it was white people, you know, it was always the same shows over and over, and then every now and then they would throw in some diversity. So every year we did
Bye Bye Birdie.
So every year we did Copacabana. Every year we did Romeo and Juliet,
West Side Story.
which is also Romeo and Juliet. So it was always fucked up that we did Romeo and Juliet and West Side Story.
Omelet or Hamlet.
Omelet.
Hamlet. We didn't do a lot of Shakespeare, but Shakespeare was part of the learning. So for this particular year, it was another reboot of West Side Story, and I had just did like the year before. Let me tell you something. The year before I did Romeo and Juliet, and I had a small role. I was the apothecary, but we did Romeo and Juliet styled for like the beatnik era or some shit, so it's completely different than.
Oh my god, I feel like we did the same shit.
Like everybody always did some extra shit.
So
It's like, why do
funny.
y'all do this? And then it's like the extra shit that other people have already done. So it's like you're not even being innovative and you're acting like you are. Why did you do that? Anyway, so many things I've learned in my adulthood. So we're doing West Side Story, and I just done Romeo and Juliet. So for West Side Story, I was Officer Krupke. So I was like, I actually auditioned not wanting a role. Like, I wanted to be part of the ensemble so, like, I could dance or sing. Like, not actually have a line that I need to memorize shit. And I told somebody, it was one of the teaching assistants, I was like, I want to be in this just so I could be as part of the school dance scene. So that's why they made me Officer Krupke, because he part of the school dance scene, but he not dancing, which is the shit that I wanted to do. Anyway, we had to do our show, like, Thursday night, Friday night, twice on Saturday, once on Sunday. So the Thursday and Friday I did fine. Oh no, the Thursday I did fine. The Friday night I did fine, except I forgot my line. Now, Officer Krupke ain't got but like 3 or 4 lines in this entire.
Oh, no.
Like, there's a whole number after his ass, but like he's not a key role. There's no reason I should have forgot this fucking line. I forget the fucking line. There were probably 2 or 3 other people that forgot their lines at some point in the play that like actually called
This
the
is
line.
show night?
This is the Friday night show night. Like Thursday night did the shit, and mind you, they chose me because they know I'm like secure.
On it.
Sure thing. Like they know Assante he got this shit, so let's just give him this. We got to work with his ass. We'll see his ass show night. Friday night, I forgot this fucking line, and I'm just literally standing there on the stage like in it like. Oh fuck! I'm not even Officer Krupke right now. Like, because when I'm the character, so I'm not even thinking of like line.
But that took you
so
out.
I'm like standing here like as Officer Krupke waiting to say what Officer Krupke's supposed to say, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I totally disconnected and I blanked, and I'm standing there on stage and I'm like, oh, you could say line, and I'm like line. The line person wasn't there. And so I'm standing there, and the line person's like somewhere back in the wings over there. So I'm like line. And like they say, don't yell it out, just whisper it. That's when I go line, and the line person up there. So I literally go, and then this girl runs up behind me, and she says what she thought was supposed to be my next line, and then it wasn't. And so I forgot the rest of the blocking, because you know if all else fails, like depend on the blocking. Forgot the rest of the blocking for the scene. So the girl that gave me the wrong line, and then I said the wrong line. The person in front of me said, that's not your line.
Oh, shit.
And so the girl, then she ran me off the stage. She was like, come on, Officer Krupke. And we just jigged right off the side of the stage and kept it moving.
Quick thinking.
Do you know?
Were all of y'all high?
I don't know what the fuck happened, but do you know? Thank you for my mom. Thank you for us being black people, because black people, we like to fight for our shit and eloquently. When I got off the stage, like at the end of the show, they were like, great job, everybody. And I had another line after that. Remembered it, no problem. Then they're going to try to tell me, they were like, yeah, we're going to use your backup for the next few shows. Because P.S., this, I'm telling you, only happened because I was black. Like, there was no other issue ever. Like, there was an issue with me and some of the students, but it wasn't like anything where they needed to take me off for shit. So I'm like sitting there thinking, this is the first time in like 2.5 years I have ever needed a fucking line for anything. And y'all are going to take me off this little ass role? I didn't even want this role. I wanted a smaller role where I got to dance and shit. And now you're going to take this from me after you gave it to me because of one little hiccup. So I was like, they were like, oh, we're going to put the backup person on. And I was like, well, how come I have to lose my spot? Are y'all putting a backup person who was supposed to give out lines too? I wasn't the only person that needed my line during the show. Like, I was the kid that always pushed the envelope. Like, in acting class, I remember saying nigga for one of the exercises just to see if I can get away with it. And our acting teacher had something to say about it. He tried to say it, and all the black people in the class were, like, waiting for him. We were like, uh-huh. He's like, yeah, Assante, you know, your use of the word. And I said, which one? And then all the black people were, like, waiting. And he was looking, he's like, you know, I know that we all come from different backgrounds, and like was trying to backtrack like that. And I was like, nigga, please. So when they tried to take me off the show, I said, y'all are not doing this shit. But that was the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Yo, and theater is life.
And theater is life. Like,
I
in
was
the middle
such a
of it.
theater kid in high school. Oh, I love it.
Loved coming to school in like little track pants and bullshitting and being like around all the sets and all that shit. But it was like literally, white people running this program at a black school, and they were trying to uplift all the white people in the neighborhood and cater to them. And it was like, once I messed up, they were like trying to take me off. And one of the teachers, I remember hearing her say, she was like, we're not going to have that many other people. And I just remember being like, other people? Like, this is some bullshit. But everybody knew what was up and what was time it was. Shout out to all the black people that made it out of Pebblebrook, okay? Pebblebrook. Brook.
This sounds like an Archie comic. Like the rival school, Pebblebrook.
I forgot who our rivals were. Damn, now I feel old.
Well, that was cute, you
That
guys.
was cute.
Thank
No
you
more
guys for whoever
embarrassing
suggested it. Now,
I hated it.
Hated it.
I think it'd be cute if those of you listening who comment on our SoundCloud and even on the Twitter, if you don't have SoundCloud, drop a couple of yours so that we don't feel as exposed. Oh, I thought that was really cute. That's
y'all
it for the wild card.
Y'all can email some of y'all stories too, so I can read them on the train and laugh with y'all.
True.
Or at y'all.
Right,
It
if
don't
it's
matter.
too embarrassing, you don't want to post it. But fill up the SoundCloud. I always love reading what you guys have to say. So that's it for this week's Hot Button issue. Well, wild card.
Wow, wild card.
This week's podcast